has done so many things that have basically revolutionized the concept of doing stop motion animation. What for Supermention are you guys looking to do to try and push that even further, if you even can?
Well, because we could focus on just a few puppets, and by a few I mean 30, instead of I think we do 100 puppets per episode of Robot Chicken. So we're constantly reusing puppets because that's just not physically possible. So I think every department wanted to spend the extra time, since they weren't making as many sets, they weren't making as many puppets. They wanted to see how far we could push it on a television budget. And so just the quality of the puppets, the quality of the animation, and the quality of the sets, we're trying to push that as far as we can. And when you work with creative professionals like we do, they're constantly trying to push themselves regardless. It's not something that we all had to sit down and say, hey, let's try to make this good. Everyone's trying to operate at the top of their craft all the time. And so it's a situation where all of us as a studio just said, we're going to work as hard as we can within this budget and see how good we can make it. And then you just work as hard as you can and see how it turns out. And I think what makes me the proudest about the season is how proud the puppet department is, how proud the set department is. Everyone's really proud of the work they put in on this, which is fun as a fan of stop motion.
How's it like working with Bryan Cranston?
Well, he's amazing. First of all, he's a great guy. He is so nice and down to earth and such a hard worker. So it's fun to work with someone who's taking it as serious as you're taking it. You know, the only time he's ever really yelled at me in the booth is when I told him I was ready to move on and happy, and he could tell I wasn't really happy with what I had, and he told me not to be a kiss ass and to go back and make sure I was happy. And plus, the character of Titanium Rex is he's still insane, but he's probably the most down-to-earth character. He has the most dramatic beats out of anyone. So to have someone who is so good at drama, which everybody knows from Breaking Bad, but I think people forget how funny he was in, Malcolm in the Middle. He was so funny. So to have someone that could just instantly go back and forth between making you feel something and actually laughing has just been so fun. It's just an honor to work with him. We were shocked to get him, and that he came on board as an EP and helped us actually make the show was huge,
Could you talk about the process of attracting a voice talent like Bryan Cranston, Keegan-Michael Key?
Yeah, so Bryan Cranston, me and Matt kept talking about this Bryan Cranston type that we wanted to get for Titanium Rex. And then we started looking through people that had done Robot Chicken, and we saw that Bryan Cranston was on there, and then we remembered that he had come in and was super funny on the show. I think he played Gandalf or something ridiculous. And so we actually had the same agency, so we asked if they could get him the script, and I still remember we got pulled out of a voice record because he had read the script on a flight, he said that he had read a stack, and this one actually made him laugh. And so he wanted to come on and actually do it with us. So it was just asking, him responding to the material, and good to go. And then Keegan and Jillian, I think that they just wanted to have fun, and they read it, and it's a small commitment for them. They get to come in and they get to practice this craft that they've been honing their entire lives. And so Keegan came in, and he's always been super down. He started as Sergeant Agony, and then we made him into American Ranger as well. And he's made American Ranger one of my favorite characters. You can't give him a line that he doesn't make funny, and that's super fun.
Do you stay current with comics now and kind of what's being released? And if so, what are you interested in as far as stuff that's being put out, and then also movies, television, everything like that?
Yeah, I don't have time to read as much as I would like to, but I'm still going on the comic book message, news sites. I like to keep track of what Brian K. Vaughan is doing or what Mark Miller is doing. Those two, I feel like they're always doing something super interesting. And then, keep it track. Like I just read Karnak from Marvel. That was super good. Warren Ellis is always good. I read Doctor Strange from Jason Aaron, which I really liked. I love Chris Bachalo. He's one of my favorite artists. So I don't get to read as much as I would like to, but I try to keep my finger on everything.
You said before that you're a stop motion fan. You're a Wallace and Gromit fan at all?
Yeah, Wallace and Gromit, of course. I remember the first time I saw one of their VHS tapes, and it looked like it was a weird-looking older guy and a dog, and I didn't like, what is this? Why is this so popular? And then you watch it and you instantly get it. It's so creative and fun. Yeah, we're all big fans of them, obviously.
Any other influences that maybe people wouldn't necessarily think were influences, but have actually had a big part in?
Well, I think older shows from when I was a kid, like Super Friends and Plastic Man, what I remember about those shows is that when you were a kid flipping around, you didn't necessarily know what a superhero was, but you saw those colors and you saw these big characters flying around and you wanted to know more about that. And so when we were doing Supermansion, it was very important to me that if you saw a lineup of these characters, at the very least, you'd say, what the hell? Yeah, what the hell is that all about? What's going on there? I want to know more. So that was definitely a big influence. And then just the years and years of reading comic books, for sure. And you forget where you read this or saw that, but it all kind of goes into your brain and swirls around.
I think we're getting the wrap up.
The wrap up.
Before you leave, Zeb, would you like a jelly baby?
Of course, I'm not going to turn down a jelly
From
baby.
the Fourth Doctor, no less, as well.
Thank you.
Enjoy.